Hello, duelists. Welcome back to old format Yu-Gi-Oh! Today we are in round 4, match 4, and we are watching Azathoth144, our current reigning champion, aka Mark, versus 530 Nyoki, aka Rick. As for what these duelists are on, Rick is on Plant Dragons, Machina Gadgets, Quick Draw Plants, and Flamebell Swarm, with his Machina Gadgets being banned. And Mark is on Light Sworn, Disaster Dragon, Diva Flip, and Psychics, with his Disaster Dragon being banned. Both these duelists right now are 1 and 2, so they are playing for the possibility of top 8. It is not guaranteed still. Either way, let's get into it. Alright, looks like Rick is going to start us off here. He looks like he's on his Flamebell Sworn. He opens up Raikou, Gale, Caius, Book of Moon, Heavy Storm, and Book of Moon. It's a fine hand, no traps, but it's fine. Set Raikou, set Book of Moon. Mark, meanwhile, looks to be on... I'm not sure yet, it might be his Psychic deck. Opens MST, Brain Control, Fiendish, Bottomless Upstart, and Spy. Upstarts for Judgment. MST is the Book of Moon. Oh, he's probably on Diva Flip now that I think about it. Just a lot of trap cards and flip effect monsters with Pot of Avarice. Alright, Judgment's the Heavy Storm. Raikou gets flipped into Fiendish, and then Caius comes down, and this is like worst case scenario for the Diva Flip deck, a slow deck that's already lost pretty much all of its life points. And basically he had all the removal possible. He had the Heavy, which hit the Judgment, he had Raikou for the Fiendish, and then Caius comes down finally and basically ends it. Fiendish on the Caius, you don't want to see that. Mark top decks Nimble Mega Hamster, which might do something. Rick does the same, actually, but tribute for Caius. And we're still living. Oh, Book of Moon will do it, because he's just Book of Moon's this Caius, Fiendish Chain falls off, he could flip summon it, and get in for a game. Alright, that was a quick one. Game 2, Mark is going to take first. He looks to be definitely on Light Sworn here. He opens Gold Sark, Celestia, Plague, Judgment, Wolf, and Cold Wave. Definitely not a good hand. Nothing in here are actually mills on turn 1. Meanwhile, Rick seems to be on Plant Dragon. He's going to Gold Sark for Lumina. If you're not Gold Sarking for JD, you know there's some kind of problem typically, and sets Cold Wave as a bluff. Meanwhile, Rick is going to open up Flamebell Guard, Reasoning, Royal Decree, Prime Material, Instant Fusion, and Charge, the one card Mark wanted to see. He's going to mill Red MD, Raikou, Flamebell Guard, search Raikou. It's going to activate Reasoning. I don't know what he called because they did it in voice comms, but Dandelion comes out. Tributes Dandelion for Prime Material, and gets in for some beats. Kills the Plague. Mark top decks Honest, which is his only normal summonable monster. Not ideal here. Decree gets flipped. He's going to Synchro into a Stardust. Instant Fusion for a Dragon, gets banished for MD, bring back Power Material, and yeah, Rick is firing on all cylinders here. And let's see what Mark top decks. Hopefully something to save him. Jane, Lumina, I don't think that does it. Okay, he's going for Plague, there might be something here. Synchro for 6, go for Goyo, and that's a scoop. You know, if he decided to go for Brio, he might have had some sort of play. It would have been helpful too if he kept Cold Wave in hand for a discard. Because he could bounce these 3 and be in a decent position, actually. Yeah, nothing engraved. He knows he has a Raikou in hand. Yeah, I think the play there was Raikou. Not Raikou, sorry. I think the play there was Brionac, and then you could have lived a turn, at least. And maybe the duel could have kept going. Who knows? I think that's definitely a misplay on Mark's part. Alright, match 3. Rick is up 2-0 right now. It's not looking good for our former champion, but we'll see if he can pull this one out. Lord, no, he's done the impossible before when he had to do the run back in the last tournament. Mark is on Light Sworn in a much better hand. He opens Aaron, Recharge, Judgment Dragon, Celestia, DD Crow, and Pot of Avarice. He's going to recharge the Celestia. Ooh, mills a Wolf. And summons Garroth to go with it. Meanwhile, Rick looks to be on, I think it's Quick Draw Plant. He opens up Hamster, Pot of Avarice, Dandelion, Debris, Super Nimble, and Sengen. Sets a Nimble, which gets spun back to deck without flipping. Mark gets in for a ton of damage. Mills 3, mills 2, no Light Sworn, so no draws for Garroth, sadly. Dandy comes down in face-up attack position, you gotta love it. Aaron is quite the annoying card. He's trying to get it engraved for that Debris. Once again, mills 1 Light Sworn, but not with Garroth's effects, that's kind of sad. He does tap that Quick Draw, though, which is nice. Oh, he discarded the wrong card, there we go. He's gonna summon Debris, but that Dandelion gets DD Crowed, and that's pretty much the end of the game at that point. Alright. That was a good showing from Mark, but we are in Game 4. Mark is still down 2-1, but can he come out from under this? Rick is on quick draw plant with Mark going back on Diva flip here instead of his Psychics. Rick's going to draw Bottomless, Caius, Sanguine, Pot of Avarice, Dandelion, and Pot of Avarice. It's a fine hand, but not amazing, I'd say. Double Pot of Avarice is always a little iffy, especially if you're not drawing Lightsworn stuff, or like Raikou, for instance. Meanwhile, Mark is going to set 2 and set a Spy. Sanguine's going to get treated for Caius, one of the few things you don't want to see. Monster gets banished. I think this part was a little iffy, I remember, in the call. When Caius comes down, you target whatever you want to banish, and then your opponent may respond. If they don't have Judgment, at least. If they have Judgment, it dies immediately. So here, Caius came down, and then Mark immediately bottomless. And then Rick, I think, was like, okay, I'm going to target the monster then. Because at that point, you know what I mean? It's like, you know what's going to happen. So it kind of sucks for Mark right there. Who knows if Rick would have targeted a back row? He probably would have hit the monster no matter what, because you typically do. But who's to know for sure? So this is going to MST the other D-Prison, and then Sanguine's going to search Quick Draw, and I think we're going to see a Drill Warrior come out here. Oh yeah, I remember this. He's going to go for Stardust, which I hope I stop. Yeah, okay, I do. He's going to go for Nitro Warrior, which I don't know if Rick was trying to push damage or if he's new to the deck, but this is not the greatest of plays. We're going to see a Heavy come down, Diva for Catastor, I assume, and get in for damage. And right now, Mark's in a, I would say, a considerable good place. He has Catastor, he has Torrential, and there's only 4 engraved for Rick's Double Pot of Avarices. Draws Trooper, though, and now the game is a little iffy again. So we'll see what happens here. Rick puts back some cards, draws 2, draws a D-Prison, and Raikou. That's pretty solid. Catastor gets dealt with. Set Spy. Setting Spy is not bad, though. Rick cannot out that right now. Summon a Descendant. I do disagree with this a little bit, because just looking at his board, although you do have a Torrential, I think if you just go Spy, Spy, both in defense mode, it's very difficult for Rick's deck to overcome it without drawing a tuner monster, and I think right now you want to be on the stall plan trying to build up some advantage, and then try to massively outgain your opponent using the Torrential. That's just me, though. Especially when you have Mind Control for what's probably a Raikou or a Hamster, you get advantage off that. Dust Tornado for MST. Alright, we see the flip Raikou, chains Torrential. And we're back now in a low resource scramble. However, I'll give the advantage to Rick right now because he has that Fiendish Chain. Ooh, draws a Caius, which doesn't do much. Debris and a Card Trooper. You can use Card Trooper to mill cost, even if it's negated. Black Rose comes down. We're going to see a set Mirror Force. Black Rose gets Mirror Force. Makes sense. Ooh, Hamster's a good draw. It gets Fiendish Chain, tribute for Caius, get rid of that Hamster. Get in for some damage. However, Rick with the Brain Control, amazing card, and it looks like he also has the Quick Draw Dandy. Fiendish Chain will keep him alive for the turn, but not ideal. We're going to see an Ancient Fairy come off of a Debris Dragon. Pretty solid play just to wall. Ooh, Diva's coming down, though. Going for the Dark End Dragon. Okay, okay. Ooh, I remember this. I think this is not the end of the game yet, but Quick Draw comes down with Dandy, Junk Warrior banish, and then Lone Fire gets summoned, and no matter how this plays out, it's game. Yeah, and then that's revealed. So our former champion is going to fall to a 1-3 record, and he is eliminated from top 8. Rick, on the other hand, has a chance. He is not guaranteed at 2-2, but he has a chance of making top 8, and we will see what happens. Probably at the end of this round, I'll do a little update video with who top 8'd and who didn't, go through the decks again, talk about where they're smart choices, where they're interesting choices. You know how it goes. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to like, comment, subscribe down below, and see you next time, duelists.